Now, back to Michael Harris Live on 580 CFRA. Call 521-TALK. That's 521-8255. Or 1-800-580-2372.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the program. I get hundreds of emails from very interesting people, and one of those people is Lisa Mackey. She had spent quite a bit of time listening to this program, and she also had a story that's a very, very interesting one. Lisa has an 11-year-old nephew who is severely disabled, and he goes to a special school called the Crystal Bay Center for Special Education on Moody Drive, and his school is involved in a very interesting national contest sponsored by Aviva, and what they're hoping to do is to take a schoolyard that is basically empty and turn it into a playground for kids with access. And these are kids who need some breaks. And here to discuss that with me is Lisa Mackey. Lisa, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike. It's wonderful to be here.
It's great to be here. Now, first of all, let's get right down to brass tacks. This contest has now been ongoing for some time. There have been a couple of rounds of voting. Just catch up our listeners with what is on the table and at what stage the Crystal Bay Center is in this whole process.
Well, as you said, the Aviva Community Fund is a national contest that they run once a year, and it's to help projects in the communities across Canada. It's a $1 million fund, and there's three categories: a large category, a medium category, and a small category. Mm-hmm. Crystal Bay's category, we are in the medium section. There's now been 3 rounds of voting, and the top 30 of each round goes into the semifinals.
Yeah.
So we're now in the semifinals. There's only 30 projects on each category, and Crystal Bay is in the running. So we really need to get people out and help make this dream a reality.
Now, just acquaint people who don't know about the school, about the contribution the school makes to these particular kids with special needs and how it might have changed their lives for the better.
It's an incredible school. It's a fairly small school because it only deals with children with severe disabilities.
Yes.
There's kids in wheelchairs with severe autism, not able to communicate, not able to see, or just so many special needs. They help them by giving them stimulation, by teaching them individually at their level what they're able to accomplish. It helps the families dramatically. It's the difference of families actually being able to work and contribute to society, or stay home with their child and their child not having any options for learning or stimulation or interact with their kids, and this school really provides that.
Or people just caring about them and not making them invisible, which is so often the tendency when people are confronted with very difficult situations, heartbreaking situations.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to turn away, but you cannot do that. Somebody's got to do something.
So many people don't even want to look these kids in the eye.
I know.
My son is the same age as my nephew. They were born within 6 months, and he has such a special bond with Randy. Randy has given him so much and given me so much. Mm-hmm. It's just incredible when you actually get to know these kids and how much they can give to society.
Now, how many of these kids, I know they're aged 3 to 21, but how many kids are actually at the Crystal Bay Center?
There's about 88 kids, which is one of the reasons why it's difficult for us to raise funds to have programs and activities and a playground, to build a playground for them, because it's such a small base of parents and families, even though it does. But they come from over 50 kilometers away, because there's only 2 schools in Ottawa that provide this, one in the West End and one in the East End, and Crystal Bay is the West End school. So they're all bussed in from, some of them from quite a distance.
So, Lisa, let me get this straight. If it wasn't for the Crystal Bay Center and the other school, these kids would have no facilities?
None. They can't go to daycare. They can't go to a regular
because
school.
they have such special needs, they wouldn't be accepted.
Exactly. So there's just so little for them, and the playground they have now is basically a great grassy hill, and some cement paths. And I know, speaking to the principal and seeing them, he said it's so sad for him to see. They kind of, when they go out for recess, they kind of sit around the door to the school to try and get back in because there's nothing else for them to do. There's just, they want to go back inside. They don't want to exercise. They don't. And disabled children are also very prone to obesity because of not being able to move.
Of course. Well, that's, having the kids hang around the door to get back into the school is not the Ottawa way, and it's not an acceptable way. But people, Lisa, have a chance to be able to do something and actually be heard on this. The link to your idea, this idea of having a playground created, which is accessible so the kids can have a bit of fun. It's www.avivacommunityfund.org/ideas/ACF 6268. Tell people what they need to do.
You need to go to that website. You can also just go to the main avivacommunityfund.org website and register. There's a register button on the top right corner. You click on that. You put in your email. You pick a password, whatever you'd like, and your page name. And then you go to your email account, and you'll get an email from Aviva Community Fund asking if you confirm the registration. So you click on that link, and then you're ready to vote. And if you have a hard time finding Crystal Bay, there's one of 3 ways you can find it on their site. You can look in the medium section under most votes, and they have all the semi-finalists listed. We're in the top. We've been falling in the top 10th, 11th, or 12th. We need to be in the top 10 to make it to the finals. So we're so close. And I know with CFRA listeners, they're so charitable and giving. If we could get more people involved with this and more people voting, then we have a really good chance to make it to the finals. And you just vote. The other ways are you look up the project number, which is, again, 6268.
Yeah.
Or you can search for Crystal Bay. And any of those 3 ways, the project will come up.
Let me ask you this. Do the kids themselves at the Crystal Bay Center, do they realize they're in a contest here?
Some of them do. They realize that they want to slide and they want they like a place to play, and they I'm sure their families and parents are really, really on board and getting into this, so they hear it. And I mean, just the small little things make such a huge difference. My nephew was able to identify a T the other day it's just a massive thing. He's almost 12 years old, but it's a huge thing for us as a family, and we're just trying to promote it and bring it out there.
And the other thing that I don't need to tell you, but I'd like to just share this with the audience, is these are kids who have serious problems. The future might not be such a lovely place, and therefore their childhood ought to be as good a childhood as we can get for them. So it strikes me, Lisa, that of all the things that people could spend a few minutes doing, getting in touch on this, going to that website and registering in this cause, this could do a great deal of good today.
And in this economy, it's so tough at this time of the year too. People have so finite resources. There's so many good causes and things to give your money to. This costs nothing. Just a little bit of your time.
This costs a little bit of heart. You know what?
Yep.
There's no place that has a bigger heart than the people who listen to this station, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure they will answer the call. And I'm so glad that you took the trouble to write me. It was good to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks, Lisa.
Bye.
That's Lisa Mackey. We have been talking about the Crystal Bay Center. They're in a contest. They would like to have a playground for those seriously disabled kids. It's not going to cost you anything but your time and a little bit of effort. We're going to take a short here on Michael Harris Live for CFRA News, and we'll be right back to continue the discussion right after the news. Please stay with me if you can.